Hello again, everyone, and welcome to lesson number 3 in the Astral Chain combat series. In this episode, we'll be talking about the most important aspect of Astral Chain yet: Legion maintenance. I mean, who doesn't want to, quote, pet their Legion? Who's a good monster? Who's a good... Okay, I lied. This doesn't even serve any functional purpose, and we won't spend any more time on it. The color swaps are nice, though, if that's your thing. I don't know, perhaps I'm callous, but I've always seen my legions as instruments of chimeric destruction, so moving on. It was funny, right? Speaking of legion care, though, what we will be talking about in this episode is related. Legion skill trees, what they can do for you and how to upgrade them, followed by a brief primer on ability codes. In the last few episodes, you've been hearing me talk an awful lot about skills that have to be unlocked on the skill trees before you can use them, like perfect calls. Well, we'll be discussing the basics of how to go about getting them. As you can see, each Legion skill tree is made of nodes that grant specific new abilities, such as sync attacks, skills, attack/defense boosts, command skill inputs, perfect calls, and ability slots. To unlock these, you will use gene codes, Astral Chain's version of experience points, which are gained from defeated chimeras. All legions share the same gene code pool, so keep that in mind. Note also that there are nodes that have a padlock symbol on them. To unlock these, you need to meet 2 sets of criteria. 1, your legion needs to be a certain C-scale rank, which is increased by unlocking more of the skill tree, and 2, you need to have enough of the specified material codes. Now, not all nodes on a skill tree are created equal, so part of my intent here is to give you some suggestions for which are worth unlocking early, at the very least. First and foremost, always unlock sync attacks as soon as you can. As you saw in the last 2 episodes, these are the meat of this game, so make sure you get these ASAP. Also, pick up their perfect call and associated sync attack, which are on separate nodes, as soon as you can. As shown before, these are particularly useful and powerful. Next, I would recommend prioritizing unlocking Legion skills. You've heard me talking a lot about things like the Beast Legion's Howl skill. This is how you get them. Legion skills are extremely useful in battle, and should be an integral part of your arsenal. Not all Legion skills are created equal though, and most skills are repeated across Legions, to give you flexibility in how you equip them. But there are some definite standouts, with the Legion-specific ones being, on the whole, more useful than the others. I'll go into the details on Legion skills in the next episode, because they definitely deserve their own episode. I'll showcase each one at that time, and we'll evaluate which are most worth your while. Ability slots are less critical in this game, in my opinion, but they are worthwhile nonetheless, so I would prioritize them after syncs and skills. We'll get into how they work in a bit. Legion command skills can be nice, but most of the time the best way to be playing is through sync attacks, and these don't trigger any. Not a super high priority, but a good way to do some extra damage when your Legion is off fighting on its own. And finally, the attack/defense boosts. They're just nice. Skillful play makes them redundant, so I would put these at the bottom of the list. If you've got extra gene codes though, they can certainly help. With all that out of the way, let's talk about ability codes for a bit. I'm not going to spend any time making suggestions regarding which abilities are best to select. I'll leave that to you to figure out and match to your playstyle. What I want to do here is simply help you understand how they work. You'll see what I mean in a second. First of all, normally you'd think that equipping an ability would passively apply that ability to you for all time thereafter, right? Well, in Astral Chain, you'd be wrong. The abilities you equip to a given Legion are only active when you have that Legion active, meaning equipped and summoned next to you. Are we clear? So, to repeat, an ability that you have equipped to a specific Legion is only active when you have that Legion equipped and summoned. Here's a demonstration. As you can see here, I have the Anti-Slime ability equipped on my Sword Legion. In brief, what this does is that when you are in an area with slime pools on the floor, stepping in the slime will not hamper your movement. Now, let's see it in action. You can see there's a bunch of slime pools all over the floor here. I make sure I have my Sword Legion equipped, and you can see as soon as I step in it, I get stuck. But then I summon my Sword Legion, and now I can move freely. Now, anytime I dismiss the Legion, I get stuck again. So as you can see, anytime you dismiss your Legion, its equipped abilities deactivate. Suddenly, abilities seem a whole lot more limited, right? Unfortunately, that's somewhat true. But knowing that limitation will at least help you be more deliberate in making the most of them. Also, another thing you can look for is a sub-ability called Effect Spread that you'll sometimes see attached to an ability code. Sub-abilities are signified by a plus sign mark on a given ability code. Effect Spread will make it so all of the abilities on that Legion will be active when it is not summoned as well. However, they will still only apply when that Legion is equipped, and not to any other Legions. Nonetheless, Effect Spread is very worth having on each of your Legions so you can get the benefit of their abilities even when they're not present. Here's another demonstration for you. As you can see here for my Beast Legion, I have the Anti-Slime ability slotted as a sub-ability under Anti-Paralyze, and I also have Effect Spread slotted under Legion Rush. Let's see it in action again. Gotta make sure my Beast Legion is equipped. And now you can see I can move freely even without the Legion summoned. Also, note that this demonstration shows that Effect Spread applies to all abilities on that Legion, and not just the one it's slotted under. After all, Effect Spread in this case was slotted under Legion Rush, not Anti-Slime. But clearly it's affecting Anti-Slime as well. And again, a second reminder that Effect Spread only applies to the Legion it's equipped on. Notice that as soon as I switch to a Legion without Anti-Slime, I get stuck again. What this means for you is that if you have any wish to use the abilities effectively, you need to get used to remembering which abilities you have equipped on which Legions. Also, this does mean that if you want an ability active all the time, no matter what, you need to have that ability equipped on every Legion, and each one needs at least one Effect Spread as well. Yep, a headache, I know. As I said before though, these are key principles to know, because otherwise you'll probably just end up frustrated that ability codes never seem to work, not knowing that the truth is, they only work at specific times. Hopefully this little explanation helps clear that up. The last thing I want to cover on ability codes is that you should pay attention to the slot cost for each ability, 1 being the lowest and 3 being the highest. Generally, the more slots an ability requires, the more powerful it is, but that does not mean that they are worth the slot cost. Weigh that out carefully when assigning your abilities. Also, pro tip, pay close attention to those sub-abilities. Sometimes you may find a 1-slotter ability code that has a 2 or 3 slotter as a sub-ability there too, meaning you get the powerful abilities for a fraction of the cost. So sometimes the rule of thumb is, look for ability codes with good sub-abilities and low slot costs. Here's an excellent case in point. Whew, lots to cover there. But I hope this episode was particularly illuminating, because getting a good understanding of everything we've talked about here will be crucial to you making the most of your combat potential. Now, as always, go play the game and get some practice in. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. And until next episode, keep it nerdy.